Hello G.I. Joe and 1/18 scale fans, this is the Human Mechanism. Some of you have been asking to see this, so I decided to make a video on it. This is my custom T-90S. This little tank has been through a lot, going through several repairs during its short life, as seen in the many scuffs. The tank is a custom of Chatmay's so-called T-90U, which I believe is called the Cheetah in some circles. I didn't just want this to be a simple repaint. As Chatmay versions of real-life vehicles go, this is one of their worst. The hull is great, it's clearly a T90 and can even be used for more recent T72 variants, but the turret is just awful. It certainly looks like they were going for a T90, but then they seem to give up halfway through. There are lights and sounds, and this is where I have my biggest gripe, and I'm not even a lights and sounds kind of guy. Now, the dazzlers for the T90's storage system are clearly represented on the toy. It's the T90's most prominent feature. You know, it's those things that look like eyes. Now, I'm no toy designer, but come on. Nobody in the design department thought it was a good idea that maybe the dazzlers should light up, instead of just a random spot on the back of the gun? That's another thing. Why the back of the gun? I would understand if it came from the muzzle, but why the back? It's just a complete missed opportunity and a total waste of imagination. So this thing was just asking for a custom, and that's what I did. I did away with the dazzlers, I went all out with the styrene, and I made myself a T90S. It certainly isn't perfect, but I consider this a launching point for creating improved versions of this in the future. The bottom line is, if companies are not going to give us what we want, then we'll have to make it ourselves. The toy is simplistic, so nothing was compromised in the customization process, in exception of the lights and sounds, and that's only because I haven't replaced the batteries. Working with the styrene to make the Contact 5 wasn't hard. It was just a matter of studying images of the T90S, cutting out two identical pieces, and gluing them end to end to get that desired wedge shape for the turret. Gluing the edges together left gaps in between the pieces, so they were filled in with milliput. Just a side note here, if the gray portion of your milliput turns brown, like mine has, just add a bit of warm water while you're kneading the two parts, and it should be fine. The top of the hull and the turret were then painted OD green. The pieces that were holding the turret in place were kept off so that I could remove the turret for a jack-in-the-box effect if the need arises for future projects. A figure can still be placed in the commander's hatch, but I prefer not to. So overall, I'm happy with the way this turned out. I actually have two other Chatmay T90U/Cheetah tanks, so hopefully I'll be able to customize those as well, perhaps for different variants of the T90. With that said, this is the Human Mechanism. See you all later. Yo Joe.